So, you think life is complicated? Relationships, success, happiness. It all feels like this massive, impossible puzzle, right? Well, what if I told you that's just not true? Okay, let's get into this, because the answers are way simpler than you think. See, the truth is, we kind of invent complexity. We do it because simple answers feel, I don't know, a little boring, maybe not smart enough. We're out here looking for some secret 47-step formula when the real cheat codes have been staring us in the face the whole time. And that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? So let's finally break down the manual for life that you are never given, starting with some of the most backwards but powerful rules of the game. First up is a concept that is probably going to flip everything you think you know about effort on its head. It turns out that sometimes trying with all your might is the very thing pushing your goal further away. This is what's called the backwards law. It's this really weird paradox where the more you consciously chase something, the faster it seems to run from you. It's like trying to snatch a fish with your bare hands. The harder you lunge, the quicker it gets away. And I guarantee you felt this. The harder you try to fall asleep, the more your brain just wants to party, right? The more you desperately chase happiness, the more you notice everything that's making you unhappy. And we've all seen it. That desperate need for a relationship can sometimes be the very thing that repels it. Now, let's be super clear. This is not about being lazy. It's about being relaxed. The big shift is moving from effort with desperation, where you have this white-knuckled death grip on the outcome, over to effort without attachment. You just focus on doing the work, on the process itself, and you let the results take care of themselves. This idea also plugs right into what we call the control paradox. Trying to control every little thing that happens in your life, it's like a surfer trying to control the entire ocean. It's impossible, and it's exhausting. You can't control the waves, but you can learn to control how you ride them. And that, right there, is where all your power lies. So if we can't control the outside world, where do we put our focus? We go inward. Let's pull back the curtain on the most complex piece of machinery you will ever own, your own brain. Understanding these next few things is like getting the official owner's manual for your mind. Get this. Did you know your brain literally runs a cleaning crew every single night while you sleep? It is amazing. Your brain cells actually shrink down to create these little channels for fluid to wash through and clear out all the toxic gunk from the day. This is why a great night's sleep feels like a system reboot. Your brain literally just took out the trash. Okay, you might want to sit down for this one. You think you're a logical person? Well, science says, not so much. About 90% of your decisions are actually made by your emotional brain. That gut feeling, that's what's really in the driver's seat. Your logical brain is more like a PR agent that shows up later to write a press release justifying the decision you already made.
And that leads to this crucial point. Your emotions are not orders. They're not directives you have to obey. They're just data. Really, really valuable data. The ultimate power move is creating just a tiny bit of space between when you feel an emotion and when you act on it. In that little gap, that's where you get to choose.
All right, here's another total mind bender. Your memory, it's not a video camera. It doesn't just record events perfectly. It's actually more like a Google Doc that you edit a little bit every single time you open it. I mean, how wild is that? Every time you recall a memory, you're not pulling up the original file. You're pulling up your last save, and you subtly change it based on how you feel today. But here's the good news. Since you're already the editor of your past, you can start doing it on purpose. You can consciously choose to highlight the parts of your story that make you stronger. Okay, let's switch gears. We've talked psychology. Now let's talk about something more concrete, math. Don't worry, it's easy. These next few principles are simple, number-based frameworks that can create absolutely massive results in your life. First up, the Pareto principle, or 80-20. This is probably one of the most powerful productivity hacks on the planet, and the idea is simple. For most things in life, roughly 80% of your results will come from just 20% of your efforts. Seriously, look anywhere in your life, and you'll start to see it. 20% of your clients probably give you 80% of your revenue. You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. The whole game is to figure out what your vital 20% is, the stuff that really moves the needle, and pour your energy there, while being ruthless about ignoring the other 80%. Now, what about our habits? Here's the secret.
You can't just delete a bad habit. That pathway in your brain is already built. But you can hijack the system. The trick is to find the cue that triggers the habit and figure out the reward your brain is really craving. Then you just swap out the middle part, the routine, for a better one that still gives you a satisfying reward. You make your autopilot work for you.
And this right here is the math that changes literally everything. The compound effect. If you get just 1% better each day, it feels like nothing. But after a year, you're 37 times better. But look at the flip side. Getting 1% worse every day almost completely wipes you out. It's the small, tiny choices that build your destiny. So you take all of this, the backwards laws, the brain science, the simple math. Where does it all lead? It leads us to the final and most important cheat code of all. It's not about finding yourself. Here it is, the whole thing boiled down to 3 simple lines. 1. Accept what you can't control, which, by the way, is almost everything. 2. Master what you can control, your actions, your reactions, your effort. And 3. Just focus on making those tiny 1% improvements day in and day out. That's it. That's the whole game. Everything else is just noise. In the end, you're not here to discover some pre-written destiny. You are here to build one. You create your life, choice by choice, habit by habit. You have the manual now. The only question left is, what are you going to create?
Momentum Lab, hit like, share and subscribe.